Mambition moments. Hooray! Woohoo! And the crowd screams, hooray! I know, I've got to create my own excitement. One thing I'm definitely doing more in the season of life is generating my own excitement, gassing myself up, going, Tiffany, woohoo, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So, guys, I'm back to some sort of routine where I've just been to the gym, I've used the sauna, so that's why I'm able to bring you this energy. You wouldn't believe this, but I'm still recovering from this cold. It's been insane. I feel like I was saying to someone the other day, I feel like, again, I still sound a bit like Tim, but we're getting a bit of Tiffany back. So yeah, funny story, actually. Funny story, funny story. At the gym today, you would not believe what I did. Of course, I locked my keys in my locker. So yeah, there you go. In case you're wondering about all the foolishness that you're up to, just let you know that I'm even more foolish, and I do a lot of foolish things. There's always one thing after the other. Gym fail. I reckon I could definitely end up on a gym fail clip somewhere on YouTube, especially with last week when I fell off a treadmill, bumped, like literally fell on my bum. But yeah, I think I just love it. I just love creating one chaos after the other. Anyway, so just for this episode, I was thinking about how. So I just got back from London with the kids. We went away for a few days because it was our bank holiday up here in the northeast. So we thought go to London. They love it, Transport Museum, Young V&A Museum. Again, I would recommend this too if you have young children and you're going to London. And I had an interesting experience on the train, and it got me thinking about perspective, gratitude, and the parenting time warp. So I sat opposite a dad who had two teenagers, and I think his children were like between 12 to 15, and they were on their phone, iPads. He was on his phone a bit, and they were had this they were playing cards. It was like a comfortable silence. You could tell they were a nice family or whatever. And I sat there with my sort of, my 3 and 5 year old. We were singing. They were asking me endless questions. We were going back and forth. We pretty much talked throughout that 3 hours journey. And in that moment, I felt like I got a glimpse into the future, future with grown up children who don't talk to you constantly, who are maybe have their own thoughts going on in their heads. And I thought to myself, like, wow, isn't that interesting just how that, just the difference and being able to see that. But I don't think it's as simple as, oh, that looks easier, or, when they're when mine are older, I'll miss the chaos. I think it's much more nuanced and complicated because I know that he probably looked at my children and wistfully remembered when his children were little and they thought, oh, I miss them being that little. They were more engaging or more fun. And it's easy for me to also look across the table and think, wow, like it could be easier if my children just sat there and I could listen to a podcast or something. But I think that's life. And I think getting those moments it gives the present more gratitude. Because I think parenting is a time warp. I think, the days are long, but the years are short. And every phase goes quickly, the loud phase, the quiet phase. And I think it's really about just being more in the moment and kind of embracing whatever chaos you're in, whatever stage you're in, because it's hard, but you look back and wished you could have those chapters back. Like I look at my children now and they're 3 and 5, and sometimes I wish they were babies again because I generally don't remember them being babies because I felt like it was so intense. I didn't get a chance to just sit there and enjoy it. It's just there is no kind of there's no like waste. There's no way to fix this. Everyone has to just experience it for themselves. But like I said, I think it's a weird one where we always think sometimes we think, oh, the grass is green on the other side, and we romanticize, kind of a different chapter of life. But like I said, I think we were probably both having an experience of thinking different thoughts about each other's kind of like setting and setup. And the truth is sometimes maybe I crave the quiet, but maybe sometimes he craves the chaos of watching like me and my children. Um, so yeah, and in a broader sense, I don't think parenting is about, people with older children sometimes will say to me, oh, cherish every moment. Oh, they're so fun when they're little. I don't think that's a realistic advice. I appreciate it, don't get me wrong. But I think, you know, um, this middle is a lot. trying to juggle this in my career. The kids need it, they need that. They're constantly like asking questions. It's a lot, but I think it's not as easy as cherishing every moment. It's just about being able to have moments where you can see what's coming and you can hold on to this moment a little bit more. And it's like a good reset for me. It's a good reminder. It's a good perspective check. But I only treat it as that. I don't treat it as this longing for them to grow up or anything, or longing for the silence, or longing for, peace. Because there's always a nuance. I don't care what anybody says. Or when people tell me to cherish this moment, like, there's a nuance. Like right now, my sleep is not great. I wake up every 5 minutes. I feel like with the kids, mommy, going from one bed to another, trying to, cuddle them. I drink a lot of coffee, more than I'd like to drink. Some days I feel like I haven't done enough work. I'm like, oh, I feel like, in terms of my career, I definitely don't have as much capacity as I had before to apply to my career. So there are certain things that can be frustrating on this journey. So because of that, I'm much more, like I said, realistic, and I'm okay with the things I have to sacrifice now for my children while they're young. I'm okay with that because I know this is what I want, right? But that doesn't negate the fact that it's not always easy, but I know it won't last. So hey, guys, listen, I don't have the answers. I think it's just this weird middle of being a parent. Like I said, a parent's in time warp where you can't. The days are endless. The days are intense. You're tired. Sometimes you wish you could get a break. Then you get a break. Then you miss them. But like I said, I think seeing other chapters just allows you to get that glimpse. And I think that glimpse is good. It's a nice way to look at it. But I think that's why I'm even more convinced. Hence why I'm even recording this with my hair like this, right? Because we're doing Mambition in the margins. Like, I've literally just come back from the gym. I don't have time to like straighten my hair and brush it well. I'm like, let me jump on a podcast, record the episode, because that's the version of me that exists and is thriving in the season of life. The version of me that can record this podcast. I may not have time to quickly brush my hair because, again, I've got lots to do, lots going on. And this is why I want to live alongside my children. And I'm so passionate about that version of my reality, not waiting for when they go to sleep on their own to do something that I want to do. Not waiting until I have a lot more time to start something, not waiting until it makes sense and they're all in school and I've got this big gap of time. But for me, it's about thinking, okay, what can I do with this version of me right now, the version of life that I have, with the limited time that I have? Can I do something with 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes? I mean, it's not easy, but I feel like this version of me is the version that I love and I'll look back on when it is easier, when they've left the home, when they've gone away or, grown up. And I'll be glad I did it this way because this is the way that I want it to be. But yeah, it won't last simply. So yeah, the gratitude of the future, really, the seeing my future, it gives me more gratitude. And it allows me to even appreciate everything that we're going through right now. And I'm glad for it. And I'm glad that I get this moment to just reflect because I think, like I said, it allows me to enjoy this a lot more. But it also allows me to know that I'm giving up something in a moment and I'll give up something when they're older too, I think when they're older, I'll probably have to give up. I mean, you're always wondering where they are, right? It's just a different challenge of different phases. When they're older and they've got friends and they're out and you're wondering where they are, you're, I don't know, solving relationship problems with them, or this person's not my friend. I mean, it's just different stages. So I think the best we can do sometimes is not wishing away. And the best we can also do is not feel guilty for not loving it all the time. I think it's just accepting as it is and not feeling bad that you're not always grateful and not feeling, I don't know, just live it in your own way and know that it is what it is. It's what you make it, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be happy all the time. But it's just, this is it. and how can you make this version the most authentic version for you. But yeah, I think it's not perfect, but it's fleeting. And I'm glad that once in a while I get a glimpse of what's coming, because it makes now. I hope that makes sense. I know it's all very, I know it's just, I reflect a lot on these things, and I just think that's what makes being a mother so interesting. And I'm so glad I get to experience it and I get to do out loud, because, I'm not just raising the children, they are raising me and allowing me to see time and life differently. I think that's what it's about. It's about who we are becoming in this journey, and how that is influencing us and the decisions we make and how we see the world. And it enriches life, not in the most direct way. You may feel like you're sacrificing a lot, giving up a lot, and we all are. But I think there's always this lessons that we can take from it that makes it interesting, and it makes our lives much more richer. Guys, it's been real. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for following the journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell a friend about Mambition, because we love Mambition, and I love just having these conversations and breaking it all down. And don't forget to, like I said, tell a friend, and I'll see you on the next episode. Cheerio.